Become a garage band groupie today on Call for Help.
I hope these people can help me with my computer.
Oh.
A technician will be with you in 4 hours.
4 hours?
You can upgrade for just $5,000.
What?
The universal serial config board should be set to ID 6.
I need that in plain English. Help!
Leo Laporte at Call for Help. May I help you?
Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome. It's time for Call for Help. I'm Leo Laporte, and we're so glad you're here today. I think you will be too. This is the show where we show you how to use technology, how to change the world around you, change your life, how to have more fun, be more productive. It's all that kind of stuff. And if it has to do with computers, the internet, MP3s, PDAs, cell phones, home theater, everything with a chip in it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce my Call for Helpers, the lovely and talented Amber MacArthur and Andy Ray Charles Walker. What you up to there?
Cold.
You cold? Why are you so cold?
So tired of bloody winter.
It's summer in Australia.
Yeah, I know. They're very lucky.
I want to come to Australia.
We could be down there.
You know, I should never have moved back from California. I cannot stand the winter.
It's been a long one. And
Yeah.
I'm told it's kind of an unusually cold winter.
And there's lots of snow this year, I think, which is unusual as well.
It sucks.
Oh, Andy. What you going to be doing today, Andy?
I actually had someone from Australia, from Broome, Australia, write in to me and asked me if there's a good place where he can upload all his photos so his friends can see them. His name's Ray, and he's a fisherman. So I'm going to take some of his photos and upload them to Flickr and show people just some of the basics of Flickr.
This is the hot one right now.
Yeah,
Everybody loves Flickr.
It's really great, and it's really easy to use. So hopefully that'll help Ray out a little bit.
And Ray, speaking of Ray, what you up to today?
Well, so I'm so down on the winter right now, right? I'm going to watch the temperature and the barometer carefully so that I can find out when spring's going to come. So I went out and I found a bunch, and okay, summer in Australia, I know, but here it's winter, and so I got a bunch of weather gadgets.
Do they work in the southern hemisphere?
Sure, it's a temperature thing and a barometer thing. Anyway, so I got a bunch of weather gadgets. I'm going to show you how to monitor your own weather in your own backyard.
It's hot in here.
So you know when spring is going to come or when winter's going to come or whatever.
All right.
So
also, we've got, you might notice we've got a kind of unusual setup here. The band is set up. A little performance coming up from Genevieve, a jazz singer who's going to show you how she uses Apple's new Garage Band to lay down tracks and then record herself on her Macintosh. That's going to be fun.
That's
now,
great.
we have a picture from a viewer. Actually, this is Craig and Tammy. You could figure out who is whom on that one. And he is your not only a viewer, but I understand he runs the Cyberwalker forum.
He does, that's right.
He's a moderator there.
There was a bunch of really nasty spam on the Cyberwalker forums, and so he complained, and I said, well, hey,
Job is yours, sir.
I'm looking for a moderator, and he said, I volunteer. So yeah, so he's my new moderator on cyberwalker.com.
That's great, and a nice looking cat. So we're going to put this up on the Wall of Fame.
Getting full, yeah.
Yeah, it is. We're going to have to do layer 2 here.
I know.
That's great. Please send us your pictures. We love them. You can email them to Amber at callforhelptv.com.
Yep.
And Amber's in the picture.
I'm in charge of all the photos, so you can email me lots of pictures, and I'll post them up here for sure.
Now, if people had a Flickr folder, they could just send a link to your Flickr.
That's a great idea. Yeah, if they have a set of pictures on Flickr and they want to email us the link, we could definitely take a look at it and see a slideshow from some people.
Well, after this next segment, I think people will.
I hope so.
I think they will. Let's go to our first call of the day, shall we?
All right, we have Mitchell on the webcam from St. John's, Newfoundland.
Hello, Mitchell. How are you?
How's it going, Leo?
It's going great. Welcome to the show. It's nice to hear from Newfoundland.
Yeah, I've already been on the show once, man.
Ah, a repeat visitor.
Yes, sir.
And we have a nice netcam picture of you. So what can I do for you today?
Well, the first thing, I was hoping you could put a pin in Newfoundland.
You know, I'm afraid we have a little problem. We don't have any more pins.
Well,
the budget is tight this month. No, we will. I think we already have a pin from the last time you called. Actually, a couple of pins.
there's only 2 there. Come on.
2.
Now.
All right, we want another pin. All right, Mikey, would you stick your head in there? Oh, there we go. Mikey found a pin for us.
Hey,
I'm sorry. Peripheral vision's not good as you get older.
So we'll put another one in here.
There we go.
So anyways, I'm pretty much calling about some free recording software for PC. I have a spare computer.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to set up a production company, sort of like out of like basement idea sort of deal.
Good for you. What do you want to do?
Well, pretty much I want to be able to. Okay, I'm designing a mixer for a computer. Like pretty much going to make it out of bare electronics.
Great.
And I want this to go into the computer, but once it hits the computer, I need something that'll be able to take noise out. I need something that'll be able to record clear and good.
Good.
And also edit it. And also I need something that'll be able to multi-track recording with loop feature probably. You know?
Oh, okay. The first part I can do free.
Okay.
When you get to loops and multi-track recording, I don't know of any free products that'll do that. You're going to see in a little bit, you're going to see GarageBand on the Macintosh. We're going to give you a demo of that, and I want you to watch that, Mitchell, because that's a mind blower. It's free when you buy a Mac, but you can't really call that free, can you? There is a great, and we've shown this before. Greg, our sound guy, has actually been giving us a series of demos on this. He swears by it. This is for Windows, Mac, or Linux. It's an open source audio editor called Audacity. Have you heard about Audacity?
Audacity?
The audacity of them to make this free.
How do you spell that?
Audacity. It's at audacity.sourceforge.net. And I have to tell you that for free, this does everything that the big boys do, like Cool Edit Pro. I use Adobe's Audition, $300 US product, but this is, pretty darn close. It will record. You can record multiple tracks, but not mix them together. So I guess it wouldn't be, each track is its own window. It has, what's really cool is that it has quite a few effects. I'm just going to record a little bit. We'll stop here. I'll take this recording. Look, it's open source. It's not perfect, but I have to say that it is now far enough along. Let's see what version this is. 1.2.3, that I haven't found it to be unreliable at all. It was a little crashy in earlier days. I found it to be pretty rock solid. Look at all these effects too, which are great. Amplify, bass boost, pitch change, compressor, echo, equalization. And these are standard plugins. You can add more. I know Greg was saying they have a lot of other plugins out there. So for a simple audio editor, recorder, and editor, this is it.
Okay.
Now, you said you want to do loops.
Loop something's more or less a line, record something, put the WAV file on a line.
Yeah.
And then mix another one. I'm not really worried about spending a little bit of money for that one.
That one you might. There are a couple of really good choices. I use Adobe Audition, which is both an editor and has looping.
Really?
Yeah, I think they've done a nice job on that. I have to say, I've been very impressed by that. And of course, the king of loop programs, which is just wonderful, is Acid. From Sonic Foundry, and that's just a really awesome program, and one I would highly recommend. Their stuff tends to be a little bit expensive, though. Let's see if I can find a price for you. They're not the least expensive software in the world. Wait a minute, I think I got the wrong site. Let's just do Acid. They may have sold it. The companies are doing this. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I did have the right site. That's interesting. It's a hard thing to search for. Let's see. Products, media site, I guess is what they call it now. Well, I'm having a hard time finding it. That's not going to be free, but I think it's a really good loop program, which a lot of the folks who are doing mixes and loops and mashups and that kind of thing swear by Acid. So, Sony bought it. That's right. Greg's telling me in my ear that Sony just bought Acid.
I heard that too.
That's right, because they bought Vegas as well. So yeah, you'll be buying it from Sony now, which here it is, Acid Pro or Acid Music Studio, and then they have quite a few loops. This is an amazing product. I would not hesitate to recommend it. Let me see if you would hesitate to buy it, though. It might be kind of pricey.
Yeah.
Sony, I doubt they lowered the price. Yeah, $319 US.
Okay. Also, with my mixer that I'm making, I also was sort of wondering, what are the specs on line in and mic inputs, if you'd know?
Oh, I'm going to have to ask Greg on that one. Of course, as you know, mic inputs are lower level than line in. Is it 40 dB? What is the difference?
I'm more or less looking for current or voltage.
Oh, for somebody else, you'll have to ask. Do you know that off the top of your head, Greg? He's thinking. I'm sure we can find this. We type mic, line, voltage. I'm sure this is what the internet is so good at, is finding the difference between the mic input and line. So you're going to do all the wiring yourself?
Yeah, I'm in technical, electronics sort of deal, engineering.
That's so cool. That's really great.
Well, you get exactly what you want if you make it yourself.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. I'll find it on the web, or Greg's going to find it for us, and we'll put all of that information in the show notes. So,
that's cool.
Because I don't want. You need to actually see this on paper, and this is not a non-trivial thing to be doing. So, I think you probably even want some circuit diagrams. We'll see if we can find some for you. That's great, though. Congratulations. I think you're going to have a great time doing this. And I'll tell you, that's what's so exciting about digital technology now is anybody can do this. It's become. I said $300, but you know that used to be very
as
expensive.
compared to the $10,000
Yeah.
that it'd take to make a real studio. God,
Absolutely.
this is excellent.
Absolutely.
I mean,
that
I
runs
got
on
a lot
PC.
of friends on board with me too that's willing to get into it. So I'm pretty much just starting up a little production company,
That's so
Jawpane
cool.
Productions, and
What's it going to
seeing
be
what I
called?
can do.
What are you going to call it?
Jawpane, Jawpane, like a pane of glass slid into a
Jaw
jaw.
pain. Got it. But it's not really jaw pain. It's like jaw pane of glass.
Yeah. Once you see like the little picture that we're gonna have, it's gonna be perfect.
It'll all make sense. Well, I really wish you the best, Mitchell, and I want you to stay tuned because Genevieve is going to sing for us, and she's going to show us how GarageBand can do this on a Mac with very inexpensive, very simple equipment. Okay, Mitchell?
Well, that'd be great as
Yeah.
long as you can aim the webcam towards them.
I'll point it right at her. All right?
Sounds
hey,
good,
thanks for
Leo.
the call. Take care, Mitchell.
Yes, man. Thanks a lot.
And
Oh, yeah,
if
by the
you-
way, good luck on the PC. Last time I was talking to you, it froze twice.
Yeah, so far so good.
All right.
I kicked it a couple of times, and now it's respecting me.
Yeah, I'd say.
All right. Best of luck with jaw pain.
All right.
Take care, Mitchell.
Later on.
Hey, folks, if you are an aspiring rock star or record mogul like Mitchell, you want to create your next album with complete control and cash in on the convenience of a home studio, we'll show you how to do it. Macintosh, GarageBand, and a beautiful voice when Call for Help returns. Stay right here. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Our next guest has been mastering the musical language and honing her jazz chops as a seasoned performer, composer, and student. But often the best way to develop one's talent, experimentation. And now with digital technology, you can have a whole studio in your laptop. We're joined by Genevieve, who's going to go through the process of using Apple's GarageBand to lay down some tracks, something you've been doing anyway, right? I mean, you do this all the time.
Yeah, since about November. I actually bought iLive so that I could use it. A friend of mine convinced me that the program was worth the very nominal fee.
Yeah, it's not
so
expensive.
to start, I wanted to try and get into recording engineering and producing my own tracks at home. And to start, this is the ideal program if you don't know anything about recording software. It's so easy to use, and it's really fun.
Initially, I think a lot of professionals thought, oh, you know, $70 iLive can't be very good. But now more and more pros are using this.
Absolutely.
And this is 05. This is the newest version.
Yes.
We set you up with that so we could see what's new. Do you like 05 better than the old?
Yeah, the coolest thing about it is the musical typing, which I hadn't seen before. And basically, you can use the keyboard to do chords, which means you could write absolutely anywhere you want and
Now,
do chords.
you're a
So
singer, but
cool.
you also are a musician. You can.
Yeah, and I normally have my keyboard, my MIDI keyboard,
okay, cool.
attached to my laptop, and I play and.
So
make
you'll
beats.
play your own music into GarageBand, and then you'll sing to your own tracks. Is that usually how you work?
Or I also will record an instrumentalist at my place using this Tascam audio interface.
Let's show them this. This isn't required, but it does make it a lot easier. This is a USB device that connects up to the Macintosh and allows you to hook up either a microphone and an instrument or two instruments, up to two devices in
Yeah.
there, right? And that way you get a cleaner quality recording, and also we're using it for output as well. About how much was that?
$250?
It's not hugely expensive.
No, it's great.
Yeah, and I think it is a good way to do it. I mean, the Apple does have built-in input and output, but it's not nearly the quality you get from the USB.
Yeah, but also, I mean, I was visiting some friends in Detroit, and there was a Senegalese musician, and he was just playing in the kitchen. And I recorded him off my laptop using GarageBand, and it sounds amazing.
And you have it.
Yeah.
Well, now show us. So you compose with this, yes? You write your own songs this way.
Yeah, and I
How would
usually
you-
use my own harmony, my keyboard, or somebody else to accompany me. But GarageBand has its own selection of Apple loops that are very amazing.
We
and,
were talking about loops in the last call. A loop is just a little bit of music that can be repeated over and over, like wallpaper. It is seamlessly repeated, right?
Yeah, and in this case, it's totally a visual.
You paint with it.
Basically,
Yeah.
you're just mapping out ideas, and it's super easy to do. You just drag and drop a loop into wherever you want it to be. A child could really use this. It's so easy.
It's
People
true.
see
My
it and
son-
they
my son-
freak out and they go, "That's all?"
My 10-year-old son and I actually make music with it, and it's so much fun. And we're not musicians by any means. Well, can I hear what you've got so far here?
Well, I laid out some slide guitar Apple loops, so let's listen to that. So there's a 4-bar loop.
So it's repeated.
No, that's just one loop.
That was one,
That was
and
a little
then-
intro.
Oh, I see. All right.
So this, I repeated this for, you know, a duration of 8 bars, which is just 2 loops. All the loops are different lengths. They're either, you know, half a bar, 2 bars.
But you
4
can stretch them
bars.
as long as you want, yeah? But they'll repeat.
They'll repeat. Or you just copy and paste them.
But this is, I mean, this sounds like somebody's actually, I mean, this sounds like,
It sounds pretty good.
yeah, I'm surprised.
I
Can
made
you
this-
add another song? Can we add one more instrument to it just to show
Sure.
people how easy it is?
Yeah, we're gonna add a tambourine.
So you just drag, you find the loop in the loop selector down below, and you just drag it up to the
Yeah.
thing there.
So you would drag it, let's see.
So we put it kind of in the middle. Do you wanna-
So let's put it here, where we have a little bit of a change. And then I would copy it using Apple Copy. And then,
You're gonna paste it in again, or?
yeah, as many times
Oh, look
as I
at
want to. Super easy.
There you go. And you know, anybody playing a tambourine would be bored by now, but the computer is never bored. It could play that tambourine forever. All right, so
It's-
now,
you
can
know
I hear
what,
what
you
that
can-
sounds like with this?
Sure, let's start it here.
The new GarageBand can record 8 tracks simultaneously too, so it's a multi-track recorder.
Yeah, if you have the right audio interface.
And we're gonna,
So we'll just turn that down a little bit, mix it a little bit.
are you gonna mix the levels? You can pan it left and right too. Ooh, I like it. We're going. Oh yeah. What are we gonna call this song?
This one's called Country Karen.
Country Karen, for somebody named Karen.
Karen, my friend Karen.
She moved to the country?
She moved to Texas.
This is
Yeah,
good. Can you now show us how you would record your voice?
absolutely.
And if you were a guitar player, you might lay down drums and a bass and then record your guitar.
Anything, and you know, the way the loops are set up is you choose your key, and now they have major and minor keys, and a scale type that you like, and then you can drop any sample into
Right.
the song and it'll fit.
Now I have to tell you, I don't understand what you just said, but I can still make music that sounds okay. That's all in the proper key.
If you choose the key at the beginning when you create the song,
Gives you
it
the
does it
default
for you.
key,
You really don't
key
have
of
to
C, and
understand
boom,
that at
you're done.
all.
Yeah.
All the samples are they transpose.
They transpose them to the right key.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, of course, they're all MIDI compatible, so when you do the notation part, it shows you the proper notation for those samples.
Would you use this in performance, or would this just be for practice for you, or for writing? Use it to compose?
I just use it to sketch ideas at this point.
It's like a sketch pad for music.
Totally.
I love it.
And I use it to make presents for people. Like this song is a present for someone.
Are you going to record the
Yeah.
vocals? All right.
Let's
Ladies and gentlemen,
record.
is it Geneviève? Am I saying that right?
That's good.
Geneviève is going to perform her new song, never before heard anywhere, called Country Sandy.
Country Karen.
Country Karen. I just
All
gave it
right.
to somebody else.
She's got skin that's rougher than raw, and she's going down south. She's going down south. She ain't ready to be nobody's bride. She's going down south. She's going down south. She's leaving. She's going down south. She's going down south. Baby's had her share of the cold. She's going down south. She's going down south. She can't stay here or she just gonna grow old. She's going down south. She's going down south. She's leaving. She's going down south. She's going down south. She's leaving. She's going. She's going.
What a nice gift. Let's hear it. Let's just see. Yeah. And you can play it back now. And you could overdub. You could have more vocals. You could add more instruments.
Yeah, well, you know what? I kind of messed up. I recorded it over the tambourine track.
So we'll just put another one in.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, let's
Just
hear it.
amazing.
what happens.
So you're actually going to add a tambourine track, or?
Well, let's see.
You
if it
recorded
works.
it in the tambourine instrument? Is it going to sound like a tambourine?
Let's see what happens. We're learning.
It's really amazing to see this. And I'll tell you, even professional musicians are blown away by the capabilities.
Let's put some effects on this.
You can put some vocal effects on
Yeah,
this.
just maybe a little bit of like, well, there's different things you can do, but like.
You get a smoky jazz club. You get maybe Billy Bob's Texas. That's it. What a great way to make a gift. And so you'll MP3 it and email it to her.
Yeah,
And she's going to just flip.
she'll die.
Karen, Country Karen. That's GarageBand. If you want to learn more about the projects and performances Genevieve is involved in, please visit her website, GenevieveSings.com. And don't forget, for more about GarageBand, our show notes at callforhelptv.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That sounded great. What a great time. Go to our website, callforhelptv.com, for more, and our daily question of the day. Are you ready? When did Thomas Edison invent the power station? He invented the power station? 1882, 1766, 1831, or November 9th, 1989. I don't know where Mikey gets these dates. Go to the website, give us your answer. We'll talk about it when Call for Help continues. Stay right here.
Welcome back to Call for Help. Time for our quick tip of the day. Did you know that in Google you can find out who links to your website really easily? Here's how you do it. Open up the Google browser, click in the field, type link, and then your website. We're going to test out Leoville and see who links to Leoville. And then click Google search. All of the websites that link to Leoville will come up in a list. This is really handy if you run a website and you want to know what other websites link to your website, so you can also link to their websites, and so that your link gets out there and your site becomes more popular.
Who links to me? Nobody should
Lots
link to
of
me.
people, lots
I
of
didn't give them
people.
permission to link to me. I do. Who
There's a
said
lot-
they could link to me?
I do.
Oh, it's good to link to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's good. We like
Thank you.
linking to you. And now we have another caller. We have John on the line from Kitchener, Ontario.
Yeah, that's actually how you raise your Google ranking. The
Yeah.
more people that link to you, the better.
Exactly. So you can find out who links to you, and then you can also put their site on your site, and then you can do some linking love, sort of,
Linking,
so to speak.
do I link to you guys?
Yes, you do.
Have we shared the linking love?
Yeah,
Oh,
we have.
Hey, John, how are you?
Fine. How are you, Leo?
Welcome to the show. I'm very well. What may I do for you, my friend?
I'm looking to upgrade my computer, and I found that there's a new version of PCI out. It's called PCI Express.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm just curious, is that going to be making AGP go the way of the dinosaur, or should I stick with AGP? Because I'm a bit of a gamer.
That's a very good question, because we're right at the beginning of the PCI phase. It is intended to replace AGP.
Okay.
It's just kind of how it goes, this kind of stutter step. You know, the original bus of the IBM PC was ISA. The ISA bus, ISA, and then it turned out that that was the bus. I should explain what a bus is. A bus is the route over which data flows from the processor to the memory and back, from the memory to the hard drive and back, and from the video card to the processor and back. So it's very important. The speed of the bus really impacts the speed of the computer greatly. Well, initially the ISA bus was how everything was transmitted. That wasn't fast enough to keep up with video cards, so they created something you might remember called the local bus. Remember the local bus? It was a bad idea, but anyway, it was the fastest way to get video into your video card. Then they came up with PCI, and that obsoleted local bus, and video was over the PCI bus. But even that turned out to, as processors got faster and memory got faster and games and other programs got more demanding, that wasn't fast enough. So then they added to PCI this AGP, which was designed specifically for video cards, and it was faster, had direct access to the memory, had some abilities that the PCI bus couldn't offer. So that's kind of where we've been up until this year. And now Intel and some other folks have once again sped up the bus because processors are getting faster, drives are getting faster, memory's a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
The memory, we're at DDR2 now. We can huge amounts of bandwidth on the memory. So the bus needs to speed up. So that's why PCI Express. AMD has something called Hyper Transport, same idea. The idea is to have a faster bus. And PCI Express is so fast that it's faster than AGP. Now, it is brand new. that means, yes, you can buy a PCI Express motherboard, but very often it will still have an AGP slot for downward compatibility.
Yeah.
It's hard still to find a lot of choices in video cards in PCI Express, although that's changing rapidly. So we're in the transition time when questions like yours are really appropriate. Are you buying a whole new computer or just upgrading a little bit?
I'm going to be rebuilding my system. Mine's getting to 2 years old, and
Yeah.
it's still good, but it's starting to show on some of the games.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Well, I guess the question is, okay, if you get a new motherboard, and you want to go PCI Express video, you got to get a new video card too.
Yeah, I'm already looking. I've been an Intel guy, but now I'm looking at that new AMD FX.
That is the best chip out there.
Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by its
It's
specs,
amazing. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm of two minds. I don't think you're going to see, first of all, PCI Express has several generations. We're at PCI Express 1, but there's going to be 2 and 3 and 4, and they get faster and faster. And that's all built into the specification. So they're going to, next year you'll see even faster PCI Express stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have a good video card now and you were going to keep it, I would say, just upgrade the motherboard, get an AGP motherboard, and stick with it for a little longer. If you want to do a wholesale upgrade, new memory, new motherboard, new processor, and a new video card, then I would say yes, go PCI Express.
And is that going to be, it'll still work with most of the games, or is it just going to be games for PCI Express?
Games won't even know.
Oh, okay.
The game doesn't care.
Oh,
that's
good.
all handled behind the scenes, so it doesn't have anything to do with the software. It doesn't know. It's just everything will be a little bit faster. But again, you may come back to me in a year and say, Leah, wait a minute, this PCI Express machine is slow. Now they got the PCI Express 2.
Oh, that's computers, though.
That's
Today
guaranteed.
It's top of line, tomorrow it's a toaster.
That's right. So you understand that.
Yeah.
So it really depends on kind of where you are in your upgrade cycle. If you are doing a wholesale upgrade, I would say yes. If you just want to get a little tweak, a little bit faster, and then I'd say no, wait, because next year things will be faster when you do that full upgrades.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're going PCI Express, expect to buy a new video card, new memory, new processor, and new motherboard. You might as well just get a new computer. What are you saving? The hard drive and the case?
Yeah, well, I was going to be redoing the whole thing. I was going to switch to SATA for the hard drive.
Well, I would then. If you're going SATA, that's the new hard drive spec, go PCI Express. You bet. Might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Keep it up.
Good to
I
talk
love
to
the
you.
show.
Thanks for the call.
Okay.
Take care.
You too.
Coming up, Andy's going to show you how to be an amateur meteorologist. Actually, some of the pros even use these weather forecast gadgets. You stay right here.
Nobody else has a class-exclusive 8-speed transmission. Nobody else gets 36 miles per gallon. And nobody else rises to the challenge with a class-exclusive, height-adjustable air suspension. 3 reasons why the all-new Ram 1500 is the 2013 North American Truck of the Year. Guts, glory, Ram.
Introducing z4techtv Sleep Aid. It's not for colds, it's not for pain, it's just for sleep. Because sleep is a beautiful thing. Introducing z4techtv, the new sleep aid from the makers of NyQuil.
I do it to stay sharp. I take care of my body, but it's harder to work out my brain. Well, Lumosity.com is based on neuroscience, and it just seems like games, but it's serious brain training. I am happier with my brain, definitely.
No matter why you want a better brain, Lumosity.com can help. It's like a personal trainer for your brain, improving your performance with the science of neuroplasticity, but in a way that just feels like games. Start training with Lumosity.com right now and discover what your brain can do.
In the words of Bob Dylan, you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. But it doesn't hurt to have a Davis Vantage Pro 2. Oh, sure, you can look out the window to check the weather, but that's no fun. Why not use gadgets that'll tell you exactly what the weather is without you sticking your head out there? Andy's here to show you how you can be your own meteorologist. People, what is it about weather? People love
Well,
weather geek, I guess you'd call him.
Here in Canada, I mean, the weather changes by the minute.
Yes, so you do need it.
So you kind of do, and even if you don't, it's kind of fun anyway.
Everybody, I don't care where you live, everybody loves weather.
Everybody loves weather, and it gives you something to talk about.
Right, exactly. Why else would there be a whole channel devoted to saying it's 63 degrees?
I know.
I mean, but people love it.
But forget the Weather Channel.
We don't need it.
Because with the Vantage Pro 2, you can have it.
Okay, so these
at
are
home.
Now, are these things that you have to put something on the roof or something? I mean, how does it know?
Yeah. So well, this is a wireless sensor. It has about 1,000-foot range. You have to put a device to collect the weather information, and I've got some video I'm going to show you.
So we put the other end on the roof here, huh?
The other end is on the roof. Let's have a look at the tape.
The big install.
I'll talk you through it. Oh, there I am, up on the roof in the television station.
This is our actual roof.
It is our actual roof, right? And so what I did was I went up and I sort of set up this collector.
So this is the other end, that big thing?
That
Boy,
is,
it comes
exactly.
with a lot of stuff.
So it's got a little solar panel on it, it's got a battery in it, and then in my hand, on my right hand there, I've got a little weather vane, so I can tell the direction of the wind.
The speed of it?
And also the
direction.
wind speed as well.
Okay.
And then it's cabled, and you put this anywhere. It comes with a tripod actually, but in the full kit, but I just put it on the roof there.
But I like it that it's wireless, so I don't need to string wire then back down into the house.
Right.
Now what's that?
Well, inside, so that's the sensor itself, and you've got a battery pack in there, and all the connectors go in. You have optional UV sensors and soil temperature sensors and a battery backup. So it actually uses solar power to power the thing with, and it collects the information of the power into the battery itself. So, you know.
What are you doing there?
So there I'm chucking snow into the precipitation thing, and it's basically, it will melt and collect.
Oh,
and
measures
count, measures the snow or the rain and that sort of thing, and over time. And then, of course, it's going to transmit to the wireless sensor that I have right
down here.
But actually, by the way, while I was up on the roof, I discovered, you know, what Mikey does in his off time when he's sort of slacking off.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No!
That's why he has such a lovely complexion.
Like leather.
So I tried to encourage him to come, you know, back downstairs.
Mild encouragement. Come back to work,
Come back to work, Mikey.
By the way, nice hat. Okay. So this is still up there?
So that's still up there right now. So we're getting actually real-time data here, and as you probably can see,
that's kind of neat. I mean, it's going through 4 floors.
4 floors, and you know, we're talking about the other end of the building here, so it's actually pretty good.
No, I got quite impressed. It's not Wi-Fi; it's just radio frequency.
It's just radio frequency. I don't know what frequency it's
So show us what we know here.
Well, so in here, you've got a temperature inside. So we look at the temperature inside and the humidity inside.
Is it? That's 28 degrees in here?
Yeah, Celsius.
No wonder we're burning up.
Right. And then the temperature outside, of course, is 2 point. It's just above 0 outside, with much higher humidity. And you also get a heat or wind chill index down here that shows you sort of the variation against.
How is it measuring the wind here?
Well, it's actually the wind outside. So it's
okay.
actually taking that wind speed and making a calculation.
Okay,
and that sort of
so
thing.
it's
Down to the bottom, we've got a daily rain. You know, so today there's obviously hasn't rained at all,
yeah.
but it'll actually show. And in fact, when it rains really hard, it says it's raining cats and dogs along here.
It does?
Which is pretty cool.
That's cute.
And then you have a graph that kind of shows that basically takes us a rating every hour. And right now it's looking at the humidity, so it's actually showing the change in humidity
that's
every
really
hour.
Cool.
But you can actually rotate through.
And the speed and direction of the wind would be in that dial up on the upper right here.
That's right. Then you've got your daily lows, daily highs, and monthly highs, monthly lows, and then yearly highs and lows as well.
I want it.
Isn't that cool?
I want this. Now, how much is it going to set me back?
Well, it'll cost you run you about $900 US for the whole kit, I mean, which includes the software over here. But
let's see the software.
I want to show you, before we go on, I just want to show you the forecast. It actually, if you push it.
Get your head out of the light because you're making a shadow. So it will actually, based on what it's measured, it will give you a forecast?
So Danny says increasing clouds.
How does it know that?
Temperature change.
From this?
Just as an algorithm, yeah. It's really very clever.
So from the barometric pressure and so forth, it knows that we're going to get more cloudiness.
More cloudy, exactly. Isn't that clever?
Now, there's also a computer interface?
Right. As part of that $900 fee or the cost, I said, there's something called WeatherLink software, and it comes with a USB connector on the bottom here.
Okay.
That links into the
I was going to say,
your PC.
So this needs to be hooked up to the PC.
That's right. And then you kind of have your single look kind of weather station right there. But then you can look at the graphs, and you can see there are variations over. I mean, this is 3 days at the moment, but over time, this is everything barometer and outside temperature change. So you can kind of really geek out on the weather if you really want to.
I love this.
And
I
then
wish it weren't so expensive, though.
I know.
That's
and then
a
you
lot of
can
money.
actually download, the data directly from the unit and collect your data.
I can't really see going to my wife and saying, "Honey, for $900, I could tell you if it's raining or not."
No, but if you were making really good wine,
If you're a farmer.
You're a farmer.
Absolutely.
Or you could really justify the cost.
What about this? This is less expensive.
This is really fun. This is called the Uniden Weather Phone. It's a cordless phone. At 2.4 gigahertz. But what it does is also, it has a sensor that sits outside, and right now this is, the sensor is out our window here, and you can see it's actually reporting.
It's pretty looking, and I like it that it's right on the phone there, so it doesn't take up a whole bunch of space.
So this is reporting, the temperature outside and the temperature inside and the humidity and that sort of thing. It's giving you a forecast.
How does it know that?
Again, it must be some sort of really smart algorithm in there based on barometers changes and temperature changes and things like that. But one of the coolest features is, if you have your handset here, right, and you take that away, it has a feature on the handset, and I'm going to show that one of these camera
show it to
camera 2 here, and you can, I don't know if you can see it right there.
Back a little bit,
There you go. So you can actually, if you push the weather setting, you can actually see.
On your phone, you can see the weather too.
You can see the indoor, outdoor temperature and the humidity and that sort of thing. It's connecting.
I like that.
Isn't that fun?
We've come a long way since the old weather stations of old, I'll tell you.
And then there's a couple other things. The Microsoft smartwatch these days, of course,
you're going to get lots of devices.
It has a built-in.
Sure. That gets that for the radio, though. It doesn't have any. Yeah.
So that's reported, and then of course, if you're looking for, this one has international temperatures and the current forecast and things straight from the airport places like that.
And this would be how much was the Uniden phone, just out of curiosity?
This one's 170 US.
Okay, and how much is this? This is a Radio Shack, just a little weather station.
Right, indoor, outdoor temperature, and it runs about $10 US. If you put it in your mouth, you can actually watch the temperature change. There you go.
Not really.
No, I guess you're rather cold inside.
I must be dead. For more information on these weather gadgets, check out our show notes at callforhelptv.com. And if there's anything you'd like Andy to cover in particular, send him an email with your suggestion.
What is your email address?
Andy@callforhelptv.com. Like Keith said.
Andy@callforhelptv.com.
Now it's time to test your technology. It didn't change at all. with your daily quiz question of the day. This was a hard one. When did Thomas Edison invent the power station? Was it 1882, 1766, 1831, or November 9th, 1989? And as a secondary kind of bonus points, what actually did happen on November 9th, 1989? We'll tell you right after this. Stay right here. Welcome back to Call for Help. Before the break, we asked you when Thomas Edison invented the power station. Makes sense. If you're going to invent, electrical lights, you got to create an infrastructure. Was it 1862, 1766, 1831, or November 9th, 1989? I'm going to say 1882, and I would be right. Hope you got that right. Did you know what happened November 9th, 1989? Mikey's getting kind of clever with his little teases. That's right, the Berlin Wall came down. That was what that crash was. Now I know what that crash was. The Berlin Wall coming down. So I hope you got that right. Mikey's back sunbathing.
What a wiener.
There's a snowball. There's a snowball waiting for you, Mikey. Let's go to Amber and see who's next on the phone here. Amber?
All right, we have Carl on the line.
Hey, Carl.
How's it going, Leo?
Where are you calling from today?
Surrey, British Columbia.
How are things in BC?
Beautiful, 16 degrees.
Oh,
a little overcast today, but we'll take it.
We're jealous here, I tell you.
I know, it's not too fun there right now.
Oh, it's not 16 degrees, I'll tell you that.
No, that's okay.
What can I do for you, Carl?
Well, I have a question for you on downloads.
Okay.
Watching my download manager one day and noticed that it started off, say, at about 900 kilobits a second, and watched my little time thing say 12 seconds left, and then 12 seconds left.
Yeah.
12 seconds left, and noticed that the speed was dropping off, and dropping off rapidly, and end up, say, at about 100 kilobits.
Which is much more normal, obviously.
Well, yeah, but I just wonder why it starts off so high and then just slowly does the fade off, and it's pretty much every time.
Oh yeah, every time. And you're not really getting 900 kilobits from anybody anywhere. You could. I'm sure that you don't have that much bandwidth.
Probably not.
No. Divide by 8. 900 kilobits is what, about 100 megabytes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a little fast.
Yeah.
So I think what's happening is, and this happens with almost all download accelerators, is the calculation is screwed up by the fact that you start receiving data as soon as you click the OK, download this button.
Right.
And then the accelerator starts up, clicks in, captures the stuff from the buffer, and it makes a quick calculation based on all of this data that's already come in, and says, wow, if it stays at this rate, we've got 900 kilobits.
Okay, I see.
But then, of course, the data continues to come in, and it's making basically it's an average based on too few samples.
Okay.
And what it really is coming down to is there's a buffer that already has considerable amount of data before the download accelerators gets going. So I would say that it's an over-optimistic estimate. The true number is much closer to that 90. And by the way, even with the download accelerator, and I think they're good because what they do is they open multiple connections to the server. You want to be careful not to do too many, but it's it gives you a little bit more bandwidth. But even then, you're limited by your total bandwidth, the total bandwidth of the server on the other end. You can't go faster than either the max on either of those.
Exactly. Yeah.
So oftentimes the server is very busy, or your connection isn't as good as it could be. So I think 90 kilobits is actually pretty good. That's you DSL?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right for DSL. That's pretty typical.
Alrighty.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Well, I thank you for the call,
No
Carol.
problem.
Nothing to worry about.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take care.
Okay,
bye-bye. Hey, have you ever uninstalled a program and then on the next startup, you get a message about, we're missing a DLL, I can't get going? Mikey is going to, where's Mikey going? Come back here. Come back here. He's running away. Catch him. Come here. It's free file time. You can't run. Oh, you didn't have a microphone? All right. He didn't think you were going to do it. He didn't think we were going to get there. This is actually a really useful free file that helps you back up DLLs so that if you accidentally delete one, you can put it back. Now, DLLs are what?
They're kind of the toolkit of Windows. And they allow you to do repetitive tasks. So for instance, a developer might say, open a window this size to do, and it tells what exactly everything looks like.
So you have one DLL that many programs use. It's actually short for Dynamic Linked Library. It's a library of routines. The problem is you may uninstall one program, and for some reason the uninstaller takes away the DLL, and another program needs it.
Exactly.
Let me switch the switcher over so we can see.
Yeah, there, it's working now.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So what program is this?
This is from Analog X.
Analog X, our good buddy.
And Analog X makes some fantastic programs, and they give a lot of them away for free. And what this does is simply just backs up your DLLs and just archives them for you. So, for instance, in the future, if you were to uninstall Microsoft Office,
this is actually a great idea.
It is a great idea because then you're kind of saved because you have this archive of previous DLLs.
So you should run this before an uninstall, or maybe even just get it and run it now.
Just run it and back it up on a CD, on a DVD, somewhere else that you know that will be safe in case of a crash or in case you reinstall programs.
I think that's a great idea. What's it called?
It's called DLL Archive.
And it's from our good buddy Analog X.
Exactly.
Who I've known for years. He watches the screensavers. We've had him on many times, and he's one of those guys who says, somebody ought to write a program, but then he's got the skills to do it.
Exactly, and he goes out and does it.
Yeah, he's got great bow hunting skills too, and you should see him with the nunchucks. Okay, thank you very much. That's our free file today. Say cheese and make friends. We're going to learn how to share our pictures. Sharing is good. You learned that with Amber and Flicka coming up in just a bit. Flicka.
Flickr. I use Flickr right now.
Yeah. You didn't expect to be called? I love how he's running off the set. I had to go get him.
Every inch, every minute, every second, we chip away at finding inspiration to reimagine luxury, making the colors of earth and sunset skies into rich interior accents, or putting the beauty of a forest in the palm of your hands. It will take you to another place, wherever you happen to be. Made with pride, crafted with passion. This is the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It is the best of what we're made of.
Andy, you can take your mirror shoot and go. And he's got a mirror shirt, which you're going to see a couple of shows later. This crazy, wacky disco guy. Hey, if you're looking for the perfect online home for your photos, there are lots of choices. Of course, there's the commercial photo services like OPhoto and Snapfish and Shutterfly. We've talked about those before. But there are also sites that are just really more about sharing.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to show how to use Flickr.
This has become the most popular
I know,
site.
it's so popular, and I just started using it actually quite recently.
What are they doing right that makes this so popular?
I think what they're doing right is that the thing that is the biggest priority for them is actually the sharing of the photos,
Not
so the
prints.
exchange of photos, exactly, not prints, although they just announced recently that they're going to allow you to print photos as well. versus the other sites like Shutterfly and Snapfish, which have emphasized the printing of the photos versus the sharing of them. So this is different. So this allows you to go in and look at other people's photos and put comments there, and it's really very much a community of people who are using Flickr.
So it doesn't have to even be people you know. You can, when you put photos up there, say, I don't mind if other people look at them?
Yeah, you can label them as public or private so that other people can look at them, or if you don't want other people to look at them, it can just be a select list of people who look at them. And also it's free as well, so you're able to go online and store all your photos. But the reason I decided to do this was because Ray from Broome, Australia had written me an email, and he's a teacher and he also is a fisherman in his spare time, and he said he had all these great fishing photos that he wanted to put online, but he didn't know where to put them, and he wanted to be able to share them with other people. So immediately I thought, oh, it's a chance for me to actually try Flickr out and also get him signed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload some pictures that he sent to us, and so I've signed him up. If you can see right here, good day, Ray from Oz. This is another neat thing that Flickr does, is they actually, a lot of their terminology, it's very light and fun, and the Flickr team has taken some time to make things really conversational, so it's really easy to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to click upload. So this is just to help Ray out a little bit. I uploaded a few pictures for him, but we're just going to add a few more.
Do they have software as well, or is it all web-based?
It's all web-based, yeah. So you're able to go in and upload some of your photos.
I know one of the things that they do as well is they allow you to tag the photos, and then people can search by tag.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. So we're going to upload this photo, Blue Bone. So we'll just upload one, and we'll make it public.
So you can do 6 at a time, it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. And so what you can do is there's the premium account, which costs $40 US a month, and then there's the free account.
$40 a month?
Yeah, or sorry, a year.
A year.
$40 a year, and it allows
That's
you.
very premium.
Yeah. I know.
40 a year makes more sense.
40 a year, and then the free account actually shows advertising and stuff, but it's really, there's not that much advertising, so it's not that bad. So once you upload the photo, you're able to add a title to it, and say Ray and friend here. And then you can tag the photo, and that's what you just spoke about, is tagging in, say fishing, and adding some term that allows you to sort and categorize your photos.
Can you do more than one tag?
Yeah, you can do more than one tag. You can also do terms, and you put them in quotations, and so you can add all these different tags, and when people are searching, that comes up. So you're allowing people to actually find the photos that they like in the different categories or things that interest them.
So
I know, it's really cool. So you click save here, and so his photo will be saved.
Oh, look.
I know. So then this is I've uploaded a few other photos for him.
He is a fisherman.
He's kissing fish here.
Look at the size
I know. It's really neat.
Holy
So
mackerel.
this is Ray right here. So I'm also going to show another thing that you can do with your photos in Flickr, which is really neat. Aside from adding comments yourself and letting other people add comments, you can also add notes to your pictures. This is really cool. So you can go in, if you can see right here. What I can do is that I can add a note here that says, big fish.
Yeah.
Kiss me, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I can save it right there, and so it will save the note. This is one of my favorite features, so I wanted to make sure that we had some time to show this. And what it will do is when someone is looking at your picture and rolling over that part
They
on
have
the
to move
picture,
the mouse over.
Yeah, they can actually see the little note on your picture. So it's almost like giving you this little mini slideshow within the picture to explain it. So
Or
you have
even Easter eggs in the picture.
Easter eggs,
you could hide things in there.
exactly. So it's taking a few seconds just to save that.
I think we've bogged their site down by
Yeah,
talking
I think so as well. So anyway, you can do that. You can add all these different tags, and then you can also go in and you can view other people's photos, and you're able to go in and you can search for other people's photos and add them to your favorites. And you can see here there's some beautiful photos. So I've just gone in and you can add comments, and then you can also subscribe to other people's feeds.
If you like what they do.
If you like what they do and you like all their photography, then you can get feeds of their photos as well. So you're able to view all the stuff they upload, and there's a lot of great photographers there.
Now I know why Flickr is popular.
You know what?
a neat
We just
site.
scraped the surface, so there's lots
more.
of. There's so much more that you can do. So
FLICKR.
.com. Yep, and I'll email Ray the actual URL so he can send us out to his friends and upload some pics.
Look at your pictures up there, mate. If you'd like to find out more about managing your pictures using Flickr, visit callforhelptv.com. We'll be right back with a final word right after this.
That can't be good. There's a snake in the grass in the neighborhood. Help me send him on his way.
Oh yeah.
We've been just having some fun with Flickr, just doing searches. So you did a search for fishing, and you found fishing stuff?
Yeah, I found some great fishing pictures. So if there's anything that you like doing, or a place where you're from and you want to see other photos, you just go in and search for it, and there's all these great photos.
Now, and this, the other thing that you mentioned on Flickr, these are full quality. You can upload full quality.
Exactly. You can see full quality. And again, we've just scraped the surface. There's so much that you can do in here. You can use this to upload photos to your blog. There's tons of different things you can do. So
my daughter's been using it.
Yeah.
What's neat about kids is they'll find this stuff. They tell each other and they share it. And then, so she said, Dad, have you heard of Flickr? And I said, yeah, I've heard of Flickr.
Yeah.
She said, look, I got all it. And it's so neat.
And it's
really
so
fun.
easy to use.
Hey, we're almost out of time. I want to tell you, if you want to be a member of the Call for Help team, you got to get our newsletter. That way you get all the show notes in your email box every day and what's coming up on the show. Just go to callforhelptv.com and subscribe. You can email us too.
Yep, Amber at callforhelptv.com.
Andy at callforhelptv.com.
I'm Leo at callforhelptv.com. Remember, if you got a problem with your personal confuser, don't whine, don't moan, don't yell. Just call for help. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.